So whenever we go there, she could always find excuses of just leaving the house so that she's not just with you people. So over the years, we discovered to say she doesn't entertain visitors, so we stayed away.
Meanwhile,
in the heart of Lusaka, Zambia, a discovery so chilling it has shaken the nation to its Christian core. A woman known as a prophetess was found sleeping beside a skeleton in her matrimonial bed. But this was no ordinary crime scene. That skeleton belonged to her husband, a man dead for over 2 years. This is not just a story of death. It is a story of deception, ritual, and the terrifying power of blind faith. It was in a quiet neighborhood in Lusaka where police made the grisly discovery. Sylvia Mutoba Kalaba, a self-styled prophetess, was arrested after authorities found the decomposed remains of her husband, George Kalaba, in her bed. Yes, in her bed, where she had allegedly been sleeping beside a skeleton for 2 whole years. Neighbors were stunned. Some claimed they often heard chanting from the house. Others said they witnessed desperate followers lining up at her door, hoping for healing, wealth, and salvation. Sylvia Kalaba's confession was as disturbing as the crime itself. She told police that her husband died from a medical condition, asthma. She denied any involvement in his death. However, what she admitted next took the entire investigation into a darker realm. She claimed she was advised by a spiritual father based in Tanzania to keep her husband's remains in bed with her. According to her, the skeleton was the source of her miraculous powers. She used it to perform rituals, healing the sick and unlocking financial breakthroughs for her followers. But how does one go from mourning to maintaining a corpse in their bed? Who exactly is this so-called spiritual advisor, and what other secrets are buried, figuratively and literally, in Zambia's prophetic movement?
She said she's not the one who killed. This man has been asthmatic for some time, which I refused myself because he was physically fit. Then she went on to say that this is what she was told to keep those bones in the house for her. She's doing a prophetess, prophesying in the church, and she wants to open up the church.
The family of George Kalaba was left devastated. His brother spoke to local maid with anguish and disbelief. He revealed that the bones were clean, too clean. He said it appeared the remains had been routinely maintained, but what for? The answer is one many don't want to hear. Rituals. Of course, rituals.
And the bones, the way they were looking, as if they were cleaning them. They are very clean. So meaning they were doing something with the same.
The prophetess reportedly isolated herself from the family. She banned them from visiting. No family dinners, no reunions, no entry. Now it is clear she was hiding something sinister. 2 full years passed before George Kalaba was finally given a proper burial. But by then, it was no longer a body being buried. It was only bones, only the cold, silent remains of a man long used as a tool of sorcery. Zambia, a self-declared Christian nation, is railing from this revelation, while the country takes pride in its religious values. Stories like these expose a darker reality: the widespread obsession with prophetic ministries, the blind devotion to miracle workers, and the unchecked influence of self-proclaimed spiritual leaders. As churches swell with desperate believers shouting, "I receive," one wonders, what exactly are they receiving? Blessings or spiritual bondage? This case isn't isolated. It is a warning that faith without discernment can lead straight into the hands of devils dressed as men of God. Sylvia Calabar's case is just one piece of a much larger puzzle. Investigations are now pointing towards a spiritual mentor, allegedly based in Tanzania, but experts suspect he may actually hail from Ghana or Nigeria, where ritual-based ministries have quietly flourished for decades. These so-called prophets don't receive visions from God. They consult the realm of the dead. They undergo graveyards rituals, spill blood, and make sacrifices, sometimes of their own loved ones, all to gain access to what they call revelations. And when they say they are going deeper, they are not going deeper into the spirit, they are going deeper into the grave.
So whenever we go there, she could always find excuses of just leaving the house so that she's not just with you people. So over the years, we discovered to say she doesn't entertain visitors, so we stayed away.
Every major prophetic movement you see today, from Zambia to South Africa, from Nigeria to Uganda, they are built on the same foundation. Ritual shrines dressed as churches, altars soaked in blood, sacrifices traded for influence. The miracle is just the product. The price is human life. You think you are attending a service, but you have stepped into a shrine unknowingly to you. You think you are receiving a prophecy, but you are being spiritually bound. You are being tied to ancestral altars. That oil you were anointed with, that water you drank, it is a covenant, not a blessing. And Sylvia Calabar, she is not an anomaly. She is simply the one who got caught. The prophetess says her husband died of asthma, but no medical report was filed. No doctor declared him dead. No emergency call was made. So who pronounced George Calabar dead? And why wasn't his body taken to a mortuary? I am actually kind of asking questions because from my own point of view, I'm beginning to suspect that something was fishy. Like this woman, Sylvia, actually has a hand in her husband's death. It is just an opinion though. So if she wasn't involved in his death, how did she end up with a decomposing corpse in her bed, all under the instruction of a ritualist? And this so-called spiritual father, why hasn't he been arrested yet? Why hasn't his identity been revealed? Was he the one who gave the final instruction, or was Sylvia Calabar acting on her own? Now the Zambia authorities have a decision to make. Will they treat this as an isolated incident, or will they begin to audit all prophetic shrines operating under false pretenses? Will they hold not just Sylvia accountable, but also a mentor? If no action is taken now, how many people will die in silence? How many more followers will be led astray by the promise of instant healing and easy miracles? The body of George Calabar has finally been laid to rest, but the truth behind his death is still buried. As investigations continue, let this be a warning. Not all who claim to be prophets serve God. Many serve something far darker. The question is, will you continue to follow blindly, or will you wake up before it's too late? Africa Today Crime, exposing the truth they don't want you to hear.
About the death, there was no problem there. There would be problem if the woman killed the husband. But if the husband loved her so much and he died, the woman has every right to use the spirit of the husband to perform miracle, to use the spirit of the husband for protection, to use the spirit of the husband for prophecy. When someone dies, if that person really, really loved you when they were alive, you can use their spirit for your favor. For example, when someone died and that person loved you so much, and while the person was alive, he really wanted to give you money. He really wanted you to be rich. He really wanted you to succeed. If you meet a strong person, strong spiritual person, please, this you must understand. There are only few strong spiritual people on earth. They are few, they are not a lot. I can even count them, they are not a lot. But if you meet a very strong person, spiritual person, they can use the spirit of that your loved one to bring financial favor to you. Spirit does not die. Spirit lives forever and ever. What dies is the body.